Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting a like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story. Now today's first story comes from Dalek Philosopher, who says, I, male 31, don't like tattoos, and my soon-to-be wife, female 30, just got one in the worst place possible. As the title says, I don't like tattoos. I don't think you are special for having one. I don't think you're a deep person for getting a random Chinese character on your skin. I especially don't like those intricate big tattoos that cover a lot of skin. I just don't like them. Having said that, I have friends that have all of the above, and that's fine. It's not on my skin, it doesn't bother me. And as long as we can talk about anything else, it's all fine. Enter my soon-to-be wife. We've been together for 5 years. She is painfully aware of my feelings, but she still wanted to have a tattoo before we marry. A symbol of us to carry with her. I didn't really like the idea, but what can I really do? I love her, and what harm can a tattoo do? We talked where she would have it done, and the back of her wrist came as a suggestion. The shoulder, on her leg, on her back, etc. She goes and has it done. And I can't be there with her because I have an important client visiting at work, and time off is impossible. She texts me during work. She tells me it's done, that she loves me. I ask for a picture of the end result, and she tells me tonight it will be a surprise. So I finally get home. She's dolled up. Super tight black dress, stockings, everything for a night of fun. She tells me to go have a shower, and she will have dinner ready in the meantime. I ask to see the tattoo. She tells me later. I'm frustrated. Go have the shower, come back, have dinner. Then we go to the fun stuff. I didn't see the tattoo on her wrist or legs, so I think to myself it's either on her back, upper thigh, or her shoulder. I'm fine with that. I undo her zipper in the back, and then she returns and lets her dress down. Instant boner killer. She had it done on her chest, above her breasts. It's big and in your face. It leaks above her breasts, like on top of the breast, and it has thick contours. Yeah, this didn't go well with me. She completely ignored my opinions. She disregarded the places where we agreed she could have it done. And it's a monstrosity of a tattoo in a place where I will always have to see it if we make love, or she wears a bikini or something that has a cleavage. It is also something that is personal to me. All the things she mentioned the tattoo will be, she never told me about this. She said she wanted it to be a gift to me, to show me her dedication. I feel disrespected, ignored, like my wishes and desires have no meaning to her. To me, it shows what she thinks my status will be in our relationship, that she will just be able to go over anything I say and take drastic decisions without caring of the consequences. Well, a consequence of this is that I'm calling off the wedding. She is in freak out mode. Says she thought I will like it, that she wanted to show her dedication to me, that she will have it removed. Basically anything she thinks I want to hear. My side of the family is understanding of my reaction. They know my standing on this matter. They know it wasn't something that I just like to pretend I hate, but secretly love. Her side of the family is split. Her mother is more conservative, so her motives are not too straightforward. Her father is on my side. Her sister is all in on dear sister's side. Her brother is neutral, doesn't want to get involved. For me, even if she gets the tattoo removed, it will show her willingness to ignore my side of things, do things her way, then scramble to try and fix the eventual fuck up. I can't have that in a relationship. What do you guys think? The wedding is definitely off, that decision I won't revert. What steps would you take regarding the relationship? Is there anything worth saving here? Is this how she will always be? Or was this a spur of the moment decision? Any advice will be appreciated. Thank you. A commenter asks, out of curiosity, what was the tattoo of? Opie replied saying wings with a heart in the middle. Inside the heart there is a symbol that is a birth sign I have on my body. Killer of Demons says, not that this will change anything, and for the record I'm on your side with this, but there is no chance she could get that tattoo successfully removed. At best she'd be left with a bunch of muddy lines and blobs of colour. Tattoo removal isn't like an eraser, it's a long painful process that removes light ink and lightens heavy ink. What the hell was she thinking? For the record, I'm heavily tattooed and had tattoo ideas I haven't gone through with because my wife didn't like them. Marriage is a team sport, and if you can't support your teammate, you can't play. Cobra Fist says, she fucked up big time, but to be honest, you sound like a nightmare yourself. Hugh Mandrake says, if you're quickly willing to break up with her over a tattoo, I don't know if it's going to work out anyways. Not trying to be rude, and I respect your opinion, but out of all the trials and tribulations you could be faced with together, in my big picture view, it seems like this is the lesser in comparison to what it could have been. OP says, I think it foreshadows her line of thinking in the relationship, how easy it is for her to make the decisions with complete disregard of previous discussions. That is a huge red flag, to be honest. Main Guy says, I'm completely in agreement with OP. This was something they discussed, and OP made a compromise that, while he does not like tattoos, he was okay with his fiancée getting one. It was discussed. They were in agreement. The very fact that Fiancee made such a production in revealing the tattoo is an indicator that she knew full well he would not be happy. I'm so over the response, it's their body, they can do whatever they want. Of course you fucking can, but I can also leave you if you get one. You can't have it both ways. A relationship is compromise. That was attempted here, but Fiancee decided to do what she wanted. Living Dead Goose says, as someone who is covered in tattoos, including a chest piece, I am in agreement with the OP here. You made your feelings perfectly clear, while also recognizing that it's her body and therefore her choice. You compromised and totally met her halfway on this. She disregarded the compromise and moved ahead with what she wanted, and now she has to deal with the consequences of that. This to me is an obvious case of her deciding she would rather ask for forgiveness than permission. I get she doesn't need to ask for permission, but I hope my point is clear. While I don't share your view of tattoos, clearly, and don't understand the visceral reaction you have to them, it isn't something you hid from her, and if she wanted tattoos, then it seems like she would understand that's a deal breaker for this relationship. I don't really have any advice to offer. I just wanted you to know that I personally don't think you did anything wrong, for whatever that's worth. Captain Tack says, my wife and I are both inked up, and I'm with OP 100%. What his soon-to-be wife did was tasteless and shows an inability to follow through with something they talked about and agreed on, and it's permanent, forever. Forget that her body, her choice crap. You were married and got to look at her/it from now on. At least my wife and I agreed on every piece we got, and when one said no to what the other wanted, we didn't do it behind each other's back. And one final comment from Not Happy Jane, who says, I think the tattoo speaks to problems on a number of levels. She wanted a tattoo, but your inability to love her unconditionally and borderline not nice control about that particular thing meant she went out and got a really crazy impulsive tattoo to reaffirm her own control over her body. You basically placed a value judgment on her as a person because she loves something you don't. Over the years, you have repeatedly given the message you don't like her if she gets something that makes her feel good. That's rolled into her actually making a terrible decision to put a tattoo in a very in-your-face way, and it's actually ugly. It's backfired on both of you. You did actually discuss a place to have it. That's not so hideously in your face, and then she did this. I don't know. It's not great. Her framing something you would hate as a gift to rationalize it sucks too. But these are the lengths she had to go to because you have been so controlling. You're both kind of arseholes. You have both been short-sighted, and overall, it's been a momentous fuck-up in which she did not show a lot of good judgment. And OP responded to that one with an interesting comment. They said, I don't see how this is controlling. She doesn't like it when I don't shave, so I clean shave all the time. She doesn't like it when I wear shorts, so I wear long pants. I stopped going to watch football with friends because she thinks I ignore her, so I watch it at home now. She of course still goes and has dates with her girlfriends, and I should not feel ignored. And other things like that. By your logic, she is controlling and I am controlling. If I can give on her wishes, she should do as well on mine. Anyway, the more I've read these comments, the more I'm inching towards my decision. Life, you know. OP then updates the story and says, I would like to thank those who provided feedback and perspective and have not straight out called me an arsehole. We will continue with the wedding as planned. We realize we still need to work on our communication, but we are also painfully aware how miserable we both were during this whole ordeal. This has been our first serious fight. What happened? Insecurity. She had this idea that I don't think she is dedicated to our relationship. She wanted to prove it somehow. Turns out the end result wasn't something she was happy with either. My initial reaction didn't help, and for the next few days, things spiraled out of control. After the post here on Reddit, I decided we needed to sit down and put our ducks in order. I love her and she loves me, and there was no reason we would not be able to untangle this mess. Why I hate tattoos. All she knew is that I'm not a fan of them, but not the reason. When I was younger, a lot younger, I was horribly abused by someone that had many tattoos. I don't associate people that have tattoos with abusers, but I'm also not a fan of tattoo culture because of it. She didn't know because I never talked with her about it. I suppose I never wanted her to think I'm vulnerable or that I was. You can imagine after these many years, my thoughts on the matter are still mixed. Anyway, she was horrified to learn about this, started crying. She will have the tattoo removed. After the original post, I have come to the conclusion that her new skin decoration is something I will have to live with, but at the end of the day, she is the one I want, and a mild annoyance will not define our relationship. I told her this, but she will get it removed anyway. I think she is horrified by the revelation. We also decided on couples counseling to see if it is something that will work for us. If either of us will be uncomfortable, we will not continue with it. We also decided not to be assholes to one another in petty matters. I will wear shorts again, god damn it. Lol. That was a funny conversation. We won't impose restrictions on one another. I will go out with friends and watch football with them again. She can go and meet her girlfriends. We will put a lot of work in ourselves individually and as a couple. Turns out we have a problem with communication, but the prospects are positive. Her insecurities didn't want me to go out with friends because some of them are single. What if they bring women there that tempt me? So she always had to be there. But she doesn't like football, so you can see where this is going. I am happy with the results of the original post. She is happy I took the initiative and broke the ice. My fears were she had the tattoo done as a power play, but there was no malice. I want a relationship of equals where a decision can be made as a couple. We will see where this is going, but the last 2 days have been amazing. I was asked this question, so here is the answer. We live together. We own a house 50-50. The night of the tattoo reveal, I went to my parents, she went to her parents. Essentially until 2 days ago, none of us lived home. She said she doesn't want to be there if I'm not there. As a closing note, this could have been a huge mistake for both of us. Communication is key. I urge couples out there to learn from my story and open up to one another. Had I done that sooner, I would have never been there. Thank you. Opie also added one more comment which said, "Hey, thanks for reaching out. This last week has actually been amazing for the two of us." She actually already consulted a specialist in tattoo removal. He's also a plastic surgeon and has some recent type of laser that is apparently very good at removing tattoos. He said there would be no significant scarring. Maybe where the lines are really thick, but he thinks it will not be noticeable. Alternatively, if she goes for more or less intense sessions, it could go without any scars. She's happy about that. She also talked with a person that will do her makeup for the wedding, and they already tested a tattoo cover-up cream. Makeup? The tattoo opened all doors. We talked about our insecurities and needs and wants, and we know where we both stand. There is not much difference of opinion. She was very insecure about my dedication to the relationship since the grand gesture through the tattoo. That insecurity was immediately confirmed by my reaction because she rationalized that even if I hate tattoos, if I love her, I will work it through. She was lacking some information from my past though, and since we had time to talk, I hope she knows I am with her, and my reaction was not about her or my feelings towards her. And I came out of that update feeling a bit just like, meh. Did anyone do a double take when he said he wasn't allowed to wear shorts? I was like, what the fuck? I just kind of felt like there's a lot more going on in this relationship than just this tattoo. Obviously, we could see the communication issues staring at us in the face, but there was like trust issues going on as well at the same time. Holy moly. What do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from Am I the A-hole Cupcakes Ruined, who says, "Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my gender reveal cupcakes? I, female 22, found out last week my first baby's gender, and it's a little girl. My family are excited, and I decided to do a small gender reveal over the Easter weekend. I had this planned for Saturday, so a few days before, I asked a small local business if she could please make 12 cupcakes with pink and blue icing on top, and pink icing in the middle. She agreed and said they would be ready to collect Friday evening. The plan was to pick the cakes up Friday, invite friends and family over Saturday, and give some guests a cupcake which would reveal the gender. I only invited a few guests as my apartment is fairly small, and I didn't want to do a large gender reveal anyway. Just something cute and fun. Plus, everyone loves cupcakes. So Friday evening came, the small business owner, Claire, gave me her address to collect the cakes from. Said they would cost £25, and they are ready to collect whenever. I drove to her apartment and knocked on the door. She greeted me there with a box of cupcakes and they looked amazing. They're exactly how I imagined them and thanked her for them. She gave me the box, but just as she did, a large pet dog came running up to me barking and jumped at me, knocking the box of cupcakes all over the floor. Claire apologized and shut the dog inside. He was still barking and jumping at the door. She said it's because he gets excited when people come and visit, but he wouldn't have hurt me and he's friendly. At this point, I didn't know the damage to the cupcakes as the box landed upside down. I picked it up and the cakes were ruined. The icing had smashed all over the box and some cakes had spilled out onto the ground. Claire looked horrified as I understand she spent a few hours making them for me. She apologized and said she could remake them for free, but they wouldn't be ready until Sunday. I said unfortunately, I'm expecting my guests tomorrow and Sunday is no good, as I already had other plans. I explained I wouldn't be paying for these cupcakes as they were inedible and ruined by her dog. We agreed payment upon receiving the goods, and since I never received them, I wouldn't be paying. She said that I should still pay, as she had to buy ingredients for the cakes and the cost of eggs has gone up, meaning she would be out of pocket. I said if she had control of her dog, then they wouldn't have been dropped, and I'm sorry, but again, I wouldn't be paying. I got in my car and left without the cupcakes. I still had guests attend on Saturday. I announced the gender in person, rather than with some cupcakes, but it was still nice spending some time with my friends and family. My family were all happy, but my sister-in-law said I should have paid for the cupcakes as she accepted it was her fault, and offered to remake them for me. I personally don't think I should have had to pay for them, but now I'm feeling slightly guilty as I understand it's a small business, and a loss of profit would affect her a lot harder than a larger business. Am I the a-hole? Now, this one's a pretty simple one to me. You know, she's the business owner. She's responsible for them cupcakes. She's responsible for her dog. She allowed her dog, knowing that he gets excited, to jump up at you, which caused the damage. If I was in that business owner's position, I wouldn't be expecting you to pay for those cakes either. So it's a simple, not the a-hole from me. And I understand that she offered the cakes, but then it would have been too late. So it was no use to you. It was good of her to try and do that, but it was just no use to you. So there's no reason for you to be paying for them. But avocados don't bite, says not the a-hole. She is a business owner. She needs to act like a professional. Having a wild, uncontrollable dog jumping all over your customers and knocking your product out of their hands as they're trying to pick it up is not acting like a professional. This has nothing to do with the cost of eggs. She knows her dog doesn't behave and therefore should crate it or lock it in another room when she is meeting customers. No way should you pay a dime for those cupcakes you couldn't use. If she could have remade them for you that day and have them delivered to your house, sure, but you had no use for them a week later. Her fault, so she eats the cost. Enough process, says not the a-hole. Her dog ruined the cupcake she made for you. That's sad for her because it means she can't get paid for them. You don't need to pay her for cupcakes you didn't receive because her dog destroyed them. Riot Kitty says not the a-hole. Next time she'll learn to lock him in a back room when she's making a sale. Don't worry, he's friendly, needs to stop being an excuse. There's absolutely no reason for you to have paid for cupcakes you didn't receive, and which were ruined by her dog. Oh, I hate that excuse. Don't worry, he's friendly. It gets right on my tits. When Poppy gets walked around our area and there's been sort of like an explosion of people getting pets ever since COVID happened around here. And many people, there's many good pet owners out there, don't get me wrong, there's many real good ones. But there's some that just allow their dogs to run off and they run up to Poppy and they shout from a distance, don't worry, he's friendly. And it's like Poppy's a nervous dog anyway. And it takes her a while to warm up to dogs. So this dog come bolting towards her, scares the hell out of her. So it absolutely grinds me when someone says, don't worry, he's friendly. But Illustrious Leg says she's out of pocket and lost the cost of ingredients because her dog ruined them. Her offer to remake them for the day after your event is not a solution that works for you and was not what you agreed to. Not the a-hole. Kindly Celebration says, not the a-hole. You did not receive the agreed upon goods due to no fault of yours. You didn't even get that upset, it seems. Just like, oh man, that sucks for both of us. Neither one of us gets what we want out of this transaction vibe. Also, not having a dog secured while conducting business is bad enough, but while conducting businesses concerning the production of food, that's bad. Vix Nico says, part of me is really trying to be understanding, but in large part, I feel as though if a person gets a pet, they should be better prepared and actually do the work. Most people I know just get used to living their life with a dog that misbehaves, even going as far as making excuses or severely downplaying problematic behavior. It's really sad because discipline isn't supposed to be a bad thing. It's not that difficult to maintain once established, but most importantly, it doesn't mean your pet will be unhappy that they no longer get to be unruly. In fact, it strengthens bonds if done right. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? What would you have done if it was you? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for being involved. And don't forget, at the very end of the video, there'll be a couple of playlists there for you. You can click on and it will automatically scroll through all the videos for you. So whatever you're up to, like I say every time, if you're in the garden doing a bit of gardening, bit of baking, bit of crochet, and don't forget to send me pictures over on Twitter because you know I'm a nosy bastard and I love to see it. It will keep scrolling through those videos for you. Thank you so much, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Take care and much love.